I'm really loving the hybrid settings for the graphics because it's pretty elegant in terms of the way it's displayed. It's a little more, I guess, I can understand more what's happening on the screen compared to before, and still using low settings mostly. Let's just go back into that replay, see what's going on there. So that's the game we were looking at. So watch solo. Alright, let's go back into it. So this is from clan 1sec. EllDee. I think that's what he intended. ELIDEE. Or it could be LD, which I have no clue what it means. So let's load up the game. I think shadows are fixed. Yes, they are. Perfect. I just want to see whether you can hear me over these sounds. A 30-minute game. Let's just fast forward a little bit because we've already seen this part. We reached around the time where my probe was here. And I swear to God, like, I don't know what's wrong with people on the ladder. Like, yeah, sniping the probe is nice and everything. It's annoying to the Protoss player, but it doesn't really accomplish anything except for you losing minerals. So he went for a 10 pull essentially, and I knew that was coming, so I just walled it off completely. Got a cannon, got a nexus, got a gateway, and then a nexus. So as soon as he had his units here, I was like, yeah, bye. And in the meantime, so he went for a hatchery right after that. So that's supposedly the economic 10 pull, but yeah, I'm still not behind at all. Yeah, as you can see, I'm still ahead on workers, and I made a zealot. I'm actually making 2 zealots because I want to pressure and see what's going on, but I think eventually I decide to just scout with it. Expensive scouts, 200 minerals, but so I went for a little bit of a later core here. Started my gases. I believe my gas income was, yeah, it was a bit late. Still only have 20 probes compared to, 15 drones, 23 probes. It looks like I'm making workers much faster than he is. I'm gonna see this third, so I'm gonna be like, oh great, that's nice. And I keep a zealot. Oh yes, I keep a zealot at the gold base because I want to see whether he's trying to take the gold base. So this forces him to micro his queen and send some units over. That works for me. Billy is mining a little bit, which works out for me too. And as you can see, he's not even saturating his natural. I'm starting, but I'm on gas more. I'm making a heavier gas build. Going for Stargate. I'm gonna go for Phoenixes. And I'm gonna get a Robo after that. I believe this is the Robo. Yes, there we go. So Stargate, Robo, just kind of standard for PvZ these days. They go a Phoenix Colossus, Phoenix into Colossus, and then Templar after that. Typically for going Phoenixes, you're basically telling the Zerg, yeah, I don't want any mutas around here. And after that you go Colossus because you're going to switch to Hydras, and Hydras suck against Colossi. And if you go Vipers after that with Stormhost, well, Colossi beat that and Templar beat Vipers, so it's a logical choice to go for Templar after that. So, yeah, this is essentially my plan. Zerg's kind of going overboard with the Spore Crawlers, and holy shit, that's a lot of Spore Crawlers. 3 per base. He just does not want to get harassed. And I believe I have, yeah, 4 Phoenixes. I don't think I kill a Queen. I might have, but I don't think I do. Gonna see. I see that, and I'm like, okay, cool. I could have lifted those drones there, but I wasn't really paying attention. I killed Zerglings, which is kind of like a waste of time. Ah, missed that. Should have lifted him. Or the queen. And so yeah, I'm just watching the phoenixes. This is what I'm trying to do. At the same time, I'm researching thermal lance. I could have gotten my Colossus out by now, but I'm bad at this game. And we have a lot of probes here and supply blocks. Because I believe he kills, or yeah. I don't know, I think he killed a pylon somewhere, yeah. So I go for Blink, finish my Colossus range. I'm going for my first Colossus. I kill this pylon here, and I'm going to be expanding soon. The third, which is kind of late, 14 minutes. He's late on his tech too. He's going Hydro Ling, which is kind of weird considering I'm going Colossus. And yeah, that's pretty weird. I go for this. I'm going Void Rays now because there's no point in going Phoenixes anymore. I'm adding a lot more gates. I should be adding oh, I added a second Stargate. I should have added at least a Templar Archive at some point. Second upgrade's finishing right now. Third has his +1. Going for +1 Carapace. Go for more cannons for defense because I want to keep the space alive. I see this here and I just lift it. Kill it. Zerg's going for a fourth. I can see it with my observer, and he's going to go for an attack here. I'll just slow down the game a little bit here while that happens. So essentially, at this point, 2 Colossi, 7 Stalkers, 6 Sentries, 1 Void Ray, 1 Immortal, and 1 Zealot, with my Mothership Core and 3 cannons at this base. Well, 4 cannons at least. He has 30 Hydras, 36 Zerglings, no armored units. And my second Colossus is not in the fight. So I see this, I'm like, shit, force field, please. But I just pull back, and yeah, I'm able to get some stuff here done because I get another round of Warpins. And this should help me stave off anything right now. My Colossus almost dies. Let's finally get my second Colossus in there. I have 2 Void Rays. He has Overseers parked over here. He's parked his army in this weird spot because I'm not sure why. Queen's just spreading creep. He's focusing more on spreading creep than actually building any units. Because right now I'm at a higher supply than him, which makes no sense. And he's at more drones, but he has no army. I'm not sure what he's doing with his resources there. So I'm going more for, like, I want to try and take a fourth. Finally mining from this third base. I should have been doing that for a long time. I got my Templar tech. Second Robo coming up because I believe I saw a Swarm Host at some point. So yeah. Going for +2 armor. My fourth Nexus is on its way. And Zerg went for Corruptors. See that. And Infestation Pit is somewhere. Yeah, there you go. Going for Infestors, actually. Kinda strange. Considering I don't have a whole lot of air units as such. I only have like 3 Void Rays and 3 Phoenixes, which are from the beginning of the game. So here I am just gonna see, okay, are you gonna be sending your army through here? That's why I keep that Zealot there. I position my army here because anywhere it's passing through, my army can reach. As you can see. Going for Ultralisks. I'm thinking about the wrong game there, so there we go. We sent his Ultralisk over there, and I see his army, and I was like, oh, nice. Time to basically stop that army at that choke. And so he doesn't have any Ultralisks that can break the force fields, and I'm just gonna go and kill his Corruptors. Sorry about that. But I storm my own units. No big deal, because, well, I didn't storm my main units, and those that did get hit were just Archons, which have a shit ton of shields. He goes for my Colossi, he's gonna get them. I think so. No, he's not target firing them because he's firing on the phoenixes for some reason. I lose all my void rays. The colossi stay alive, but I'm going for more archons, which are going to be the beef of my army. I think at some point he goes Stormhost, but I see roaches. He goes, how many roaches did he make? 29 roaches, holy shit. Okay, he's going for Greater Spire, so he's going for Broodlords. Next thing we're looking at is, yeah, it's basically Archon, Stalker, Colossus, Immortal against roaches, which is easy for me because I have a better army. And so here I'm just sending a counter attack with Zealots, and I'm not sure what I'm doing with this probe actually. I think it was just grouped with the, yeah, it was grouped with the Zealots for some reason. But I have this here, and I'm getting his army, so he's going to focus on my Colossi. But I have so many Blinkstalkers, Archons, and I bring in my Immortal to finish the fight because for some reason it wasn't participating. This is what I don't like when your units are attacking, they suddenly stop in the middle of the fight. And I have to babysit them to attack all the time. Even though you did put the attack command through there. But here I'm able to kill all his drones, as you can see. 11 drones, not too bad. I'm able to catch up on workers, and now I'm double producing Immortals. Because I know that he might switch to Ultralisks. Keep on doing that, and I forgot exactly what I do next, but I'm essentially trying to attack his bases, just to make sure he can't mine as such. So he's going here, and I see he's bringing his whole army. He has a lot of units, and my army gets separated for some reason. So I lose my sentries, and I see Broodlords, and I immediately back out of there. I lose my Stalkers, and my Zealots kind of taking the hits there, but I'm going to retreat with them. Army is in 2 chunks. I'm going to get a better position just to stave off the army while I'm trying to get more units at home. They're basically Blinkstalkers because those are going to deal with with everything, kind of. So there's only 2 Broodlords so far. But this is 16, 18, 19, 19, 20. So 20 Stalkers. These Stalkers get killed off because I'm not paying attention. So now I move these units back. I'm taking my gold base. So I have this base mining, but I should have been taking my gas. And Zerg's army is over here. I want to keep that position over here. So I want to keep this high ground position because I want to be able to take his army from a position of advantage. Because having the high ground, believe it or not, even though you're, even though you might have the vision and you're attacking at basically the same rate, having the high ground means that there's more pathing involved for melee units to cross in order to reach the ground units that are on the top. And for shorter range roaches, it's kind of the same thing. Here I see, okay, so you have your army right here. Let me just position mine on the top. As you can see, my melee units are crossing this area, and so they're able to block this whole ranged army into one spot. And that means that my longer range Stalkers are able to do a lot more fleet damage while they're trying to kill Zealots. And here I have my Stalkers kind of not target firing correctly because I was so confused during this battle. I didn't control correctly. But I had so much more shit that it didn't really matter. So my macro helped me in this case. Because right now he's going for Zerglings, and I have 25 Stalkers and a bunch of Zealots, 3 High Templar and 4 Immortals and 5 Void Rays, which is a pretty big army and pretty strong, beefy army. So this is basically Zerglings coming in here. Most of the last seconds I did some at the back. Missed one Stalker. There's a couple Stalkers there. But he's running his drones because he knows his base is vulnerable. So I just send my Zealots over. Well, I know he's gonna lose this base too, so I'm just gonna keep some stalkers around here. Use my main army to kill this hatchery. Killing these hatcheries is more important because it means that he doesn't get the gas from there. Even though he has a bank, if he uses that bank, that's it. He doesn't have anything else. And here, I know all his economy is white here, centered. He's mined out as main and natural. He's been transferring drones. I'm actually mining from this base, and this base. So I'm kind of in the same boat. I didn't transfer my probes, which is a bad plan. Making more colossi at this point because if he switches to swarm hosts or something like that, I'm ready for it. But he GG's. So that was a good game. Sort of. I kind of made a lot of mistakes. But I kind of reacted to a lot of his positioning to keep myself alive and my macro. My upgrades were a bit lacking because he had some kind of upgrade advantage at some point. He had a tech advantage with the Ultralisks, but he had a horrible position which I took advantage of. And so I was able to sustain keeping his attacks up like that. This is typically not my go-to strategy, but I'm feeling that I should be doing this a little bit more on ladder to be able to gain points. Because if I go for my go-to strategy, I'm still not optimizing my builds. I'm still not executing the way I should, especially looking at this. This kind of thing should not be happening. This should be saturated a little bit more. These things need to be with my army, need to be rallied over, better rallies. This needs to be saturated better so those probes over. Needs to create more walls with gateways, and here, same thing. Saturation needs to be better. More observer positioning. I have one here, I have one here, but I needed one here and one here. So more observers, and basically just using hallucinated phoenixes to check for bases or just hit squads with ore prisms, which I didn't use at all in this game. I kind of relied on blink stalkers and zealots. Yeah, and also just checking the main base for tech because I had no idea that Zerg was going for Ultralisks until I actually saw the Ultralisks. It was kind of a bad thing because if the Zerg went all Ultralisks and nothing else and actually attacked the base where I was at, I would be in big trouble. But anyways, this was the game. Thanks for watching.